What's up, friends? My name is Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Hello! Welcome to Sunday Smorgasbord. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff, and you're going to come with me for the ride. We're going to be playing around with 1S 65mm Tiny Whoop batteries. We're going to be taking a look at 0803 versus 0802 on 2S on the heavy lift 75mm whoops. I mean, that's kind of what these are. Like, the fact that we're picking up an Insta360 Go 2 26-gram camera with a 75mm rig, like, that's miniature heavy lift, you know what I mean? And some of the conventional rules have kind of gone out the window. So we're going to play around a little bit with that. We're going to do a mailbag for what's on my head. And what else did I put in here? Q&A, of course. Sunday is always a Q&A day. And yeah, we're going to be doing some more CiottiFPV Reacts. If you want to get in on the CiottiFPV Reacts, which are here, on the Discord channel, you can you're gonna join my Patreon. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com. This is my full-time job. I rely on support from beautiful people like you, and so yeah, Patreon is really important to me, being able to sort of survive. So for $3 whole a month, which is 10 cents a day, you can join my Patreon and you'll get access to the full Discord, of which there's a brand new Patreon-only text channel called CiottiFPV Reacts. You can post questions, pictures, or short video clips in there, and I will react to them like a good YouTuber does. Figure I should try being a good YouTuber for a change. These are extremely uncomfortable. I have to take these off of my head right away. Yeah, there's a bunch of other ways you can support me over there. A whole bunch of affiliate links. If you or anybody you know is ever doing an Amazon order, if you hit my Amazon affiliate link before you complete your order, I'll get a small percentage of the total shopping cart. If you use bookmarks, you can just grab my the link from my the URL from my affiliate link and swap that in as your bookmark, and then you don't even have to think about it. Or if you just type AMA into the URL bar like I do, you can like kill all of the previous AMAs and let my affiliate link be the first AMA. You guys are better at computers than I am. You'll figure it out. There's also affiliate links to ohmygod.com, FPV Cycle, FPV Crate, Get FPV, a bunch of websites there. Whenever you're doing an order, if you can remember to hit CiottiFPV.com and see if I have an affiliate link for it. I'll love you forever. If you don't, I'll still love you. Not forever, though. For a limited time. Ow, fuck you. Try not to curse this early in the stream, but hey. Apache in the chat. Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper was first. Schizophrenic FPV was next. Frank Nicholas was third. Espander, Richard, Family Guy, License to Drive, Free Logo, S. Grace, Martin, Win, Cody, S.A., Richard, Northern Tier, Family Guy, License to Drive, Yellow Captain, JRFPV, Dan636, Scott RC Roscoe, Gillen, Free Lojo, T-Bird, FPV, Mr. Huggy, Family Guyver, Go-Kart Mozart, Always Hath Been, Quadzimoto, Panic FPV, Dragon Wing, FPV by Espen Losius, Brian Huff, Family Guyver, Robert Garcelin. This is one of the days that for some reason the connection between my eyes, my brain, and my mouth is functioning, and I can just rip through people's names. That's the end of the people's names that I'm gonna speak with my mouth. If you want to hear the gangly, lanky man say your name, you gotta get into the chat early. If you'd like to talk directly to me throughout the course of the live stream, all you need to do is type CiottiFPV. You don't have to put an @ in front of it, but you certainly can. Here's an example without an @ in front of it. You gotta spell it right. You can't put a space in between Ciotti and FPV. If you do all those things, it'll light up in orange like you see there, and I'll know that you're talking to me. Otherwise, I'll just think you guys are talking to each other. Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper tagged me and said, "What's up, friend? Hello, FPV family." License to Drive said, "You got lucky with getting your live stream time slots right after Bardwell, because if anyone else tries it, they already have you as competition." Yeah, it's one of the benefits to me having started streaming a year and a half ago. You know, I started live streaming back when Joshua was kind of the only one doing it. And I don't remember if Joshua suggested that I go on right after him, or if I just kind of thought like, hey, I know how to suck up as much as much publicity as possible. But it works. This is a good time slot. That's not true. This is not a good time slot. This is prime like flying hours. But you know, FPV is my career. It's not all about fun. And the career side of it, the having money to pay the power bill comes first. This isn't a bad time slot though. Sundays are kind of a lazy day. I don't know. And now that the days are getting longer, getting done with this stream at 5 p.m. is not as aggravating. When the days are really short here, by the time I wrap up this stream, it's dark out. And I'll be damned if I'm going to go out in the morning and fly. I always try to fly golden hour. So yeah, I tend to miss golden hour when the days are short. But when the days are short, it's miserable and cold out, so F it. You know what I mean? I'm fine with it. Monday night, you know, Monday night from 10 to midnight is... I mean, it works for me with my jacked up sleeping schedule right now. It's gonna be annoying when Maggie, the kids, and I are living together, if I'm completely honest. Me making a bunch of noise until midnight is gonna be a little challenging because both kids are gonna have school on Monday morning or Tuesday morning. But we'll make it work. We make everything work. We see each other on a very deep level, and that makes the relationship really special, and I'm a lucky dude. Yellow Captain JRFPV says what's up, CiottiFPV and everybody else. Scott Gillen says what's up, cuz, love you bro, thank you dude. T-Bird says what's up, ugly. Family Guyver says what's up. Quadzimoto says what it be like. Panic FPV says what's up. Dragon Wing FPV with Espen Lotus says what's up. Long time no see, but that's mostly my fault, I think. Hope all is good, brother. Brian Huff says what's happening. Robert Garcelone says hello from cloudy Texas. Bob Noxious says what's up, collective, and FPV and wow, CiottiFPV, not FPV Ciotti. Ruby Tim says yo, what, you got DJI? I did. These were sent to me from FPV Exchange. Speaking of, that little thing is from Mighty Car Mods. Go subscribe to them or I'll attack you with a shovel. FPV Exchange, in their ongoing tirade of kindness on the FPV community, has sent me some stuff. Really good timing. I was running out of Nevin's business cards and stickers and whatnot. So I'm really happy that he threw these in here. I forgot to tell him to throw these in here. Every single thing that I ship out, I put in a whole bunch of FPV Exchange goodies. Because I really believe in the website. And here's a perfect example of the magic of FPV Exchange. P. Richard Scott, Patrick Scott, my best friend here, he put up a set of T-Motor F60 Pro 3s, Pro 2s. He put those up on FPV Exchange a couple of months ago. Didn't, just, threw them up there, forgot about it, and just the other day, they sold. He got the email. Hey, I want them. Done. Good to go. Took 2 seconds, didn't have to take pictures of them, didn't have to type a description, just went to FPV Exchange, set himself up with an account, which takes 3 seconds, clicked the button that he has a set of those motors, and that was it. Ever since he did that, every single time somebody has searched F60 motors on there, or just looked through 2207 motors, if they hit that particular motor, Patrick's name has been above all of the resellers that also sell those motors. And his price was probably cheaper than them. And so, yeah. FPV Exchange, yo. Don't do more work than you need to. Put your stuff up there, somebody will find it. Probably not right away. It's not like eBay where it's, a 5-day auction, then it's gone. It's not like pushing people to buy stuff like right here, right now. It's throw it up there. Eventually the perfect person that needs it will find it. And here's the other thing. The person actually messaged him and said, hey, I have a bunch of stuff here too. Any interest in swapping? I think Crossfire Nano receivers were one of the things. And Patrick actually needs a couple of them. So they're just going to end up trading back and forth. Come on. It's great. FPV Exchange, yo. So yeah, Nevin sent me these DJI V1 goggles that have a dead pixel in the center of the screen. It's not dead center, it's down a little bit. But yeah, he didn't feel right selling them with the dead pixel. And I'm assuming getting DJI to fix them would be a pain in the ass. I need your guys, I need a little help from you guys. So, my biggest complaint with these guys, before I forget, he sent me a Runcam Divimath HD0 cam. which I'm going to be using on the Ripsqueak, the Shark Bite Ripsqueak that is going to get built sooner than later. I'm going super hard on Tiny Whoop stuff right now because it's Tiny Whoop season, but pretty soon, as the temperature comes up and as the days get a little bit longer, I'm going to dive back hard into 3-inch for the record. But yeah, this is the Runcam Nano HD0, 150 degree field of view, thumbs up, 60 frames a second, 1280 by 720, blah, 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 blah. Exciting times are here, friends. I need help. What are the... I need you DJI boners to help me out. I'm gonna get a fat strap for this. I don't... This isn't a gas mask. This is... No. This is stupid. So I'm gonna get a fat strap for this. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do the olive drab one, or there's a really cool looking gem fan one. Could be fun. I think I'm also gonna get the Newbie Drone foam. It looks really, really nice, and they make it in olive drab as well, so that might be kind of cool for the strap to match the foam. Here's my question. When I put these on my face, one of the main reasons I've never liked DJI is it's almost like they specifically designed them to not fit my head. So in the box, Nevin's got these little shims for the sides, but they're not like Velcro. So like, I guess I could like hot glue them on, and it looks like maybe that's what Nevin did because there is some like hot glue residue, but I don't want to do that. Is there, the problem is like here, right here, it just fucking mashes my it just, like, oh god, it's like someone's punching me in the forehead. Yeah, this pushes really hard against my forehead. Down here with my nose, it's fine. There is a ton of light leak, but I know the Newbie Drone foam talks about, they give you a little insert to help with the light leak problem. But I feel like I'm still gonna need shims to shim up the sides of this damn thing, because there's like I can fit like a pickup truck in the gap over here, because fucking so yeah, I looked around for these shims and I couldn't find them, but I feel like somebody probably makes a set of shims for these, right? Or do any of you guys have the Newbie Drone foam? And did you have the same problem with the stock rubber baby buggy bumpers here? And is the Newbie Drone foam enough to fix this issue? But I think I would still rather also get the shims so that I can just do it all at once. I think I'm gonna get the True RC stubby antennas just because they're nice and small. I want these to be sort of as low profile as possible. And then the fat strap has a thing on the side for me to put a battery. I'm just going to run the battery on the side here. What's the deal with it's a barrel plug battery, right? Can I run a Fat Shark battery on this? Is it, what are the Fat Shark batteries? 2S, right? Like, I haven't plugged these in yet. I was literally going to wait for you guys to plug these in. I have this Tattoo, I'm hoping this will work. I have this Tattoo 2S 2500 mAh battery with the handy dandy little battery meter on the side, right? I can run this, right? 2S? These will take 2S, right? I've heard of people plugging 6S into these and them not blowing up. So I have to assume 2S will work. Let me know in the chat and I'll plug this battery in and power these goggles up for the first time. Huge thanks to Nevin from FPV Exchange, as always. He's been a huge supporter of this channel. There's a good chance I wouldn't be sitting here today without him. So go support him. It's free, and it's a great website, and you'll be supporting the people that support the people that create the content that you watch. Do it! Or else we'll die. Bob Noxious says, what's up, Collective and Ciotti? Remy Tim says, yo, what? You got DJI? Freelojo says, Come on, YouTube. Come on, YouTube. Get it together. Freelojo says, why mailbag on your head is teabag? What? Expander says, with DJI, it's happening. Roomy Tim dropping the link to CiottiFPV.com. Bob Noxious says, dude, that last reaction was fun. Cool. You guys like the CiottiFPV reacts? We'll keep doing them. No, we got that. Freelojo dropping the link, the Patreon link. Thank you. Freelojo dropping all the links. Thank you, dude. Blaine Hayworth says, what's up? Hope you're having a wonderful day. I certainly am, Blaine. Hope you are as well. Freelojo says, Monday quite build streams. What? Monday quite build streams. Trying to think of what the autocorrect was. Freelojo says, get a fat strap for the DJI goggles. Awesome. Glad that I picked the right one. I mean, I just looked for like DJI goggle strap, and fat strap was kind of the only one. ImpFPV says, hi ho. Everybody, a nice evening. T-Bird says, I'm headed to fly now. Unfortunately, it's work drones and not fun. GPS drone versus FPV. Family Guyver says, yes, fat strap and foam. Schizophrenic FPV says, you won't need the shims with the newbie drone foam. Aha, very cool. I was kind of looking, I was kind of looking at the newbie drone foam, and it kind of did look like it was thicker on the side. So I had a feeling. I think I would still rather find the shims, have the shims on hand if they're out there. Family Guyver says Western shims. I don't know what that means. But that, just reading Western shims makes me think of a dirty joke from The League. I'd never heard of this before. The League is a really dirty show, but if you like fart and dick jokes and cursing, you'll absolutely love it. There's a quote from The League where one of the characters says, the old Western style grip hand job. And I'd never heard of such a thing. I was able to figure out what it was from context, but yeah, I don't know. That just made me think of that joke. Family Guyver says, yes, fat strap and foam. Oh, wait, no, we got that. ImpFPV says, take the URAV foam. I don't know what that means. Schizophrenic says, I'll put my goggles set up in the Discord. Very cool. T-Bird says, we know you need help. Newbie drone foam and pyrotechnics head strap. What the hell's a pyrotechnics head strap? Rainer FPV says you will be 100% with the foam. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I just broke the tip of this. Family Guyver says, once you get foam and strap, big difference. Expander says it will be better with the fat strap and different foam. P. Richard Scott's in the chat. There he is. We are going out right after this stream to do some super secret things. It's not super secret at all. We are going out to collect audio of quads. We're gonna get audio of a whole bunch of different quads with a whole bunch of different propellers, doing cruise bys, doing punch outs, and I don't know, anything else that we can kind of screw around with to make fun quad noises, because I want some sound effects for when people do the thing that shows up here. Subscribe, super chat, that's basically it. But yeah, I want to use like so when somebody subscribes, I want it to go like, you know what I mean? Or like of a quad whizzing by. Won't that be cool? And if I think there's a way in Stream Elements or whatever the hell, I think there's a way to randomize it, to give it a bunch of different sound effects so that every single time somebody subs, it's not the exact same sound effect. Or if somebody super chats $2 versus $10, it'll trigger different sound effects. So I'm actually putting bi-blades on the cinematic, fancy, clean 5-inch rig right now, because bi-blades sound cool, you know. So yeah, that'll be fun. We're just gonna go to this mega church that's right down the street, and hopefully that parking lot will be nice and quiet. And although, as I say this, I realize that it's Sunday, but it's Sunday. It's gonna be Sunday at 5 o'clock. There shouldn't be any Bible thumpers, should there? I don't know. We'll find out. If that spot doesn't work, we can probably just find any old spot. We're not doing any actual flying, you know, we just need it to be somewhat quiet. There we go, look at that! Cinematic rig on bi-blades. Maybe it'll be cool. Although, I don't know, these bi-blades are fine. Should I plug this in? Riot 9 got a broken nose. Jesus, that's gotta hurt, dude. Oof. Patrick says 4S. 4S? I can't run them on 2S? Come on now. 4S? What? I don't want a 4S battery hanging off the side of my head. That's scary. YouTube just did the thing again. Hold on. Scrolling back up. Do I really have to run 4S? Is this real life? I can't run 2S? What if I plug 2S in and it works? Will you guys be upset? Quasimodo says all you need is a newbie drone foam. Alright, I guess I'll just try the foam first. Especially because none of you guys seem to be posting where the shims are. Maybe they don't exist. I swear to God there were shims, though. I swear there were. I might be thinking of the Fat Shark shims. I know there are Fat Shark shims. T-Bird says, I didn't need shears. I can use 4S. What? Shears? Quasimodo says, takes up to 6S battery. Expander says, can vouch for True RC stubbies. Put them on 1.5 years ago and still have yet to remove them. That's the main reason that I want to do those stubbies, is because I can just put them on and leave them on. Schizophrenic FPV says, V1 of the goggles takes up to 4S, V2 takes up to 6S. So if it's up to 4S, then that means it should take 2S, right? Frank Nicholas says, Quasimodo, it does not take up to 6S, only V2 can take 6S. CiottiFPV 2S works, there it is. Thank you, Frank Nicholas. Here we go, plugging in DJI goggles for the first time in my life. I mean, DJI goggles that are mine, at least. I've plugged in other people's. Actually, no, they've always given them to me already plugged in. There's a fan! Oh, look at that! Oh, that's a big old dead pixel. Wow. Yeah, he was not kidding. I think that's actually a little cluster of dead pixels. I doubt that you guys will be able to see it, but especially not with the strap in the way. Yeah, there's just no way. Oh. There it is. You see it down there? Good old Western grip style hand job. There it is. Look at that big old dead pixel. Look at it in relation to the size of the DJI logo. Look at this. Image transmission stopped. No SD. NA 8.7.9 volts. Wow. What are they doing? There it is. Look at that funny picture. My God, it's like looking into a movie screen. Wow. The quad that they have pictured is just an air unit, like VHB to a frame with a camera. There's a picture of the goggles sitting on a piece of wood. There it is. Look at that. It's got some motors on it at least, and some propellers. Look at these fancy things. My goodness. This is like 2022. What is taking so long? It just keeps showing me pictures. Is this real life? Is it just, it's just in screensaver mode, isn't it? I'm dumb. There's no image transmission. There's no, I guess it needs a connection to actually do anything. Well, that's super dope. Thanks again, FPV Exchange. This is super rad. These are really expensive goggles, and pretty tight budget around here. So, yeah, as I've mentioned a whole bunch of times, the cost is a big thing that's kept me away from DJI. But hey, you guys are super generous, and now you're gonna get some. Thanks to FPV Exchange, now I'm gonna get to review and test some DJI stuff, and that's pretty cool. So go support FPV Exchange, or I'm gonna just take you out back and beat you with a rubber hose. All right, cool. Let's get back into the chat here. Remy Tim says, DJI website says 2S to 4S. Very cool. CiottiFPV is in the house. He says V1 will work with 2S to 4S. Very cool. Bob Noxious says, I like the reacts for sure. For anybody that just joined, one of the things that we're going to do tonight is CiottiFPV reacts. I'm going to try to be more like other successful streamers instead of just only doing what I want to do. So yeah, over on Discord, there is a Patreon-specific text channel called CiottiFPV Reacts where you can post a picture, a question, or a short video clip, and I will react to it. I assume that most of them will be FPV related, but if you just find something that's super funny, I guess you could post that in there as well. But yeah, if you want to join the Patreon, head over to CiottiFPV.com, and the very first link is Patreon, or just go to Patreon and search for CiottiFPV. It's $3 a month, 10 cents a day. You're gonna love it. Lots of good stuff going on. It's well worth 10 cents a day. If nothing else, you're gonna get almost 90 unreleased Patreon-only YouTube videos, edits, Patreon-only live streams, all kinds of good shit in there. TweetFPV says, isn't fart shit dick jokes prerequisite for being in the collective? Yes, for sure. But recently I realized that YouTube basically knows when you curse, and they ding you a little bit. So I'm trying my best for the good of the algorithm or whatever, to not curse, but it's never gonna happen. But if I can curse a little bit less, then maybe, you know. Robert Garcelon says a suggestion: could Goggle shims be printed from TPU? Yes, they can, and there were a set in the box here, but it looks like they have to be super glued down or hot glued down, and I don't want to do that. I assumed that there was a set of foam shims out there that are Velcro on either side, but from the chat, it doesn't look like there is. Blaine Haber says URAV foam for sure. What's this URAV foam? DJI, you are a... Not Uranus. DJI URAV foam? It's not URAV. Somebody else posted it. Is this it? Must include you. Is this it? No, this ain't it. Here it is. URUAV. That's it. Whoa! What's going on here? What is this? I don't like the way that looks, so I don't like it. It's all about looks with me. Oh, that's weird looking. What's with these colors? Ooh, this is some weird looking foam, yo. And it doesn't look like it's any thicker on the outsides. That's the problem. I need the foam to be thicker out here. That's what she said. Has anybody tried the URUAV foam and the Newbie Drone foam to know which one's better? Look how silly this looks. I don't know. I don't know. I'll try the Newbie Drone foam first. There we go. Demenis says that would be cool. Not sure what we were talking about at the time. Espander says awesome idea. Not sure what we were talking about at the time. Scrolling back up. Right, 9 says, don't put 6S on those. They are V1 4S Max. I'm not even going to put 4S on these goggles. That's insane. I don't want a 4S battery on the side of my head. That's ridiculous. Although, in the what's in my bag the other day... Ooh! 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 Okay. When I was looking through my bag the other day... and I was looking in the outside part of the bag, where I don't really go into all that often. There was a little XT30 to barrel plug, and I was kind of like, when am I ever going to use this? Well, when I go fly Cinewhoop stuff, I almost always have 4S 850s, and so if these goggles will take up to 4S, then that little converter, there it is, becomes really handy. So I'm going to move this from the part of the bag that I very rarely go into. That's one of the ways that I have this bag set up. Like the pockets that are kind of a pain in the ass, I put stuff that is nice to have, but I don't usually use in. And so I'm going to move this little jib-jab from the part of the bag that I always forget about to the inside of a little pouch that I have on the inside of the bag that I look in all the time. That's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. It's the little things sometimes, you know? Am I right? You guys know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Is it just me? It's just me. That's okay. This looks kind of thin here, though. I think I'm gonna beef this up with a little bit of shrimp wrap here. That's right, I said it. That's the proper pronunciation. Shrimp wrap. It's made from shrimp. It's made from their exoskeletons. Look it up. I typed it into Wikipedia. Let me just beef this up in case I ever need to use it. Because if I go to use it and it shits the bed, because it's just a little too skinny right here. It's not looking great. No, it's not the right stuff. Schizophrenic FPV says you have to 3D print the shims. What a kick in the balls. Really? Nobody makes the shims? T-Bird says M3 do printed shims. I'm driven. What? What does that mean? Espander says DJI goggles are very power hungry and will suck 2S dry real fast. That's fine. I mean, on the initially here, I'm only really going to be kind of like testing them and just playing around with them a little bit. I'm not really gonna go hard or anything like that on the DJI train. So that's actually totally fine. That it sucks that battery down quick. That's no big deal. Alright. What else is going on? Shadow. T-Bird, what do you mean? M3 do printed shims I'm driven. What does that mean? Espander says dead pixel or sun damage. I'm not sure. Could be either. Glitchy says you have a reference dot now for aiming. Ricardo says, is there a solution to a faulty flight controller that gets power? BTX and the RX have lights on, but doesn't do the two beeps when connected to a LiPo, nor Betaflight recognizes it. Thanks. Ricardo, what that sounds an awful lot like is a very common problem with his brain shut off midstream and he just made noises for 10 minutes. That's a very common problem with flight controllers nowadays. That sounds a lot like the 5-volt BEC having shit the bed. And there's no great solution to that unless there's somebody in chat that has a hot air station that's willing to fix it for you, which is a thing. If you absolutely had to stay with that flight controller for some reason, you could put an external 5-volt BEC, or sometimes ESCs will have that built in and they'll have a 5-volt output. And what you can do is you can run that 5-volt power source into one of the 5-volt pads on the flight controller, and that would spread the 5 volts around. The problem is your voltage sensing is never going to work again, which is pretty annoying. And your current sensing, rather, is also not going to work. If your ESC is 32-bit and has telemetry, you can get current sensing from the telemetry. But yeah. So you can get it going again, but it's not going to be ideal. Typically at this point you just buy a new flight controller and move on. That is a very, very common failure point on flight controllers. If you buy the same flight controller, and then like the gyro fails, you can combine the 2 flight controllers. If the 5-volt Beck fails again, you'll have 2 dead flight controllers. But yeah, that's what it sounds a lot like you've got going on. Espander says you can put porn on an SD card and they'll play it. Friend told me. Oh my god. It would be like oh man, that would be such a feverish fapping session, because you'd need to try to get it done before you get a headache from the fucking goggles bashing into your forehead. Could call it the DJI Pornhub challenge. Riot9 with an 840 Australian super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, "Welcome to the DJI Shill Club." Super happy for you. Thank you, brother. T-Bird says, "Did you get my box?" I did, T-Bird. I did an unboxing or a mailbag or whatever on what's today? Sunday? On Friday I did it. Huge shout out to T-Bird. He sent some amazing stuff that's gonna get used hard. Naked Vista is gonna potentially go under the toothpick that I just finished building. I am gonna fly it analog for a minute first though, just to get some analog DVR from a toothpick. But then I have a feeling that I'm gonna move it over to DJI, because I feel like that's possibly the best way of getting HD out of a toothpick. A RunCam hybrid doesn't really make much sense. Yeah. I would have to think about that more. I mean, the cold hard fact is Fat Shark is not good enough quality. Like, trying to watch Fat Shark, not Fat Shark, Shark Bite, HD0 DVR, it just kind of looks like shit. The way that it breaks up, it's not like you're looking at HD. It's like you're looking at a goggle feed, which is exactly what you're looking at. But DJI, like, when you look at it, when it's got, when it's set at 1.21 gigawatts, it looks really good. The RunCam hybrid looks quite a bit better, but getting a RunCam hybrid onto a toothpick it's kind of insane. I don't, yeah, that's silly. So, yeah, that'll be cool to have a DJI toothpick, right? It'll be all tall and silly looking, but whatever. Should be fine. Maybe. We'll see. I gotta find a canopy. I haven't thought about a canopy yet. Freeloader dropping the link to Patreon. Thank you, dude. Schizophrenic FPV says, you don't want the URAV foam. It's so uncomfortable. So there are differing opinions about the URAV foam. It seems like everybody loves the newbie drone foam, though. So hopefully, I think that's what I'm gonna get. And that'll be cool. You know what I realized? I have already been, but I'm going to continue to kind of set my gear up to be as low key as possible, to really not draw as little attention to myself when I'm flying as possible. I don't like when random people come up and talk to me. It's annoying to answer the same questions, and there have been gigs that I was on last year where if I was a little bit lower profile, I might have gotten to fly like maybe another battery before getting kicked out of like concert venues, for example. Because, yeah, certain events, like, it's just an organizational nightmare, and like one person will say, yeah, you can fly drones, it's fine, and then the security guards have no idea what they're talking about and they just throw you out. And it's kind of a mess. So yeah, I'm that's something that I'm consciously kind of thinking about at this point, is like, how do I get my gear to be as low profile, as like blend in with my head as possible. So I think that the olive drab, it's like a dark green strap, will kind of, you know, disappear in my big brown fro and look cool at the same time. So yeah. Schizophrenic says 4S in your pocket with a cord for your goggles. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people doing that. We'll see. Expander says emergency power adapter. Yeah, exactly. CiottiFPV says, I was always disappointed with the runtime with the DJI goggles on a 2S 18650 pack. I run 230 mAh. What's next to P? P is next to 0. 2300 mAh Tattoo 4S in my pocket. I hate running a LiPo in the pocket. Yeah, I don't like that either. So I would love to have one up on the goggles, but yeah, if the runtime is going to be shit, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. I think I have 2 of those Tattoo batteries, although I might have given one away in a giveaway, like a jackass. But I'll figure something out. James Bartholomew says, starting my first build, it's on 1202.5 8000 kV 3S 60 millimeter Cinewoop, an okay motor choice on a 60 millimeter Cinewoop. 60 millimeter motor to motor? 60 millimeter prop? What's 60 millimeter? Riot9, thank you for the super chat. When I get to it in the chat, I'll give you another shout out. 60 millimeter in inches. So that's 2.36 inches? So what is 60 millimeter referring to? Is that the motor to motor distance? That's an awkward... No, that can't be a motor to motor distance. That's smaller than our tiny whoops. So that means that's a 2.36 inch prop Cinewoop? What Cinewoop is that? Interesting. Whether or not that's an okay motor choice has more to do with the all-up weight and or the payload of that rig. If you're trying to pick up a full-size GoPro, it's going to be a whole different motor choice than if you're trying to pick up an Insta360 Go 2 versus even an Insta360 Go 1, James. So tell me a little bit more. Tag me again. Tell me a little bit more. 1202.5 8000 kV 3S. That's a good motor choice for like a toothpick, not really a Cinewoop. Cinewoops are designed to carry like a payload, and yeah, a 1202.5 motor is really not going to be big enough for that. That is going to be just barely big enough to move a toothpick around, a really lightweight toothpick around too. So I wouldn't think that that's going to be a very good choice for a Cinewoop. But I don't understand what the 60 millimeter thing is referencing. So yeah, tell me what payload you're looking to pick up. CiottiFPV found them. Oh, they're on Rotor Riot. No way. Oh look, Rotor Riot's website doesn't work. DJI FPV goggle shims / wedges. Are they? No, these are the 3D printed ones. These are the same that's in this. These are exactly what Nevin sent me. I don't understand how they work. I guess you just stick your own Velcro to them? That's a goddamn nightmare. Really? Get rid of the light leak. 3D printed shims designed by blah blah blah. Installation instructions. Ended up deciding not to install them, as when I got down to the Velcro and the goggles, I ended up not wanting to cut into them. What? Being too tall or does not want to cut the Velcro off the frame. What in the world? What kind of nonsense is this? Alright, so I'm definitely going to get the... I'm definitely going to get the... Newbie Drone foam first, and hopefully that's good enough. Huh. How does nobody have a set of these shims with the Velcro already stuck onto them? Here's KW Boost's Thingiverse channel talking about them. Feel more comfortable, pressures should be more evenly. Blah, 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 blah. Once printed, the bed side of the shim is mounted to the goggle with double-sided stick tape. Okay. First, I position the shim on the goggle, cut the original Velcro from where the shim would mount, remove the Velcro very carefully, reuse the Velcro because it's still sticky. Yeah, so reapplied the Velcro on top of the shim. Oh. That's stupid. It would make much more sense to me to just get... Alright, so I'm just gonna take some Velcro and put Velcro onto these shibs. You know? Like, I'm just going to, I don't know what that was. Yeah. I'm just going to get some Velcro. I'm going to figure out which side needs the hook, which side needs the loop. And I'm just going to put Velcro onto these shims myself so that I can just take them in and out. Wow, it's wild that nobody makes pre-made ones with the Velcro on there. I feel like you could sell that for 15, 20 bucks. Oh, I know. I just work here. Thanks for that link tweet. Expander says power cutoff voltage is 7 volts and 2S is a bad idea. So power cutoff is 7 volts. So that's 3. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. So when a 2S comes down to 3.5 volts per cell, it'll cut off. That's where I would want it to. Expander says I have 3S 1500 mAh and it only lasts about 30 to 40 minutes. That's okay. I'm only going to be flying like 1 or 2 batteries at a time with these, so this will work for now. And then I'll figure it out. Expander says POV and FPV. Right. Martin Wynn says, this is great chat. I just got these goggles, but a little scared of them because they just go black when signal comes. Not that bothered because I have the DJI rig that just came home. That's a little scary. They just go black when signal goes. I don't think that's right. Chat. Help Martin Wynn out. So buying a Vista and putting them in a rig, a bit worried about. Just got to learn the range. I mean, yeah, you do. You can't just like randomly fly behind a building. But the goggles shouldn't just go black, I don't think, right? I don't know anything about DJI yet. You're gonna have to rely on the chat. Riot9 with a $4.20 Australian super chat. He says, "Is that like VR?" Referencing the one thing that every single person that ever sees you flying that hasn't seen FPV before says. Family Guyver says, can you use the V2 battery pack on the V1 goggles? Probably. I didn't know there was a V2 goggle back. V2 battery pack. TinyWhoop.com is in the house. What's up, Jesse? Or one of Jesse's employees. Everybody say hi to TinyWhoop. Hey, Jesse, when are the... You know I'm going to ask you this. When are when are your motors coming back in stock? Any idea? I got lots of people in chat looking to buy your one-piece bell design motors. TinyWhoop.com has 0802 25,000 kV motors that are a one-piece bell. One of you beautiful bastards sent me a set, and they're going to be going on to one of the freestyle Tiny Whoops that we're going to be flying a little bit here today. Actually, let's just get into that. Let's dive into the battery testing. Black Moses says, building a DJI wing right now. Have to try DJI wing. Shit's crazy. That's pretty rad. That's got to be fun. TweetFPV says you don't need the shims with the replacement foam, DJI goggles equal lifetime of accepting a shit fit on your face. Ugh, I don't want that. I don't want that. Schizophrenic is already bugging Tiny Whoop in the chat about the motors, I think. And he knows what a motor. Yeah, okay, cool. They're on the way. So motors are on the way. TinyWhoop.com will have their selection of motors back sooner than later. I'm probably also going to snag a set of 0803s because of the heavy lift Tiny Whoops that I've been building to pick up the Insta360 Go 2. Yeah, we're gonna fly after we do a little bit of this 1S battery testing. We're gonna compare 0802 to 0803 on these heavy lift 75 rigs, and I think you guys will see what I'm saying about. I think 0803 is the way to go. The 0802s work, but yeah, they get really hot, and yeah, I just think it's not enough stator volume. I think I'm pushing them kind of beyond their happy place, essentially. Motors are on the way. Lots of new stuff too. Thank you, Jesse. All right, Dan636 says, love the atmosphere here in your chat and Discord. Really good place to be. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for recognizing that, Dan. It's you know, you're a part of that amazing atmosphere. The group of people that hang out in the live chat here and over in the Discord are just amazing. It's just such a cool group of folks, and yeah, I'm super lucky to have you guys hanging out here all the time. Expander says, it's hard to run out of video in normal conditions if you are aware of what you're doing, but it takes time to get used to how DJI video works and how far you can push it. Interesting. I mean, it's all just signal. It's just RF, though, right? So, I mean, I can't imagine that. I guess with DJI, you get less visual breakup so I guess you get a little bit less of a warning when you're coming towards the end of the range. I think maybe that's what Expander is getting at, as to some sort of an adjustment. That being said, I've been flying for so long that, like, when I get to a spot, I can kind of, like, do one of these and learn, like, 80% of what I need to know, like, where I can go, where I can't go. It's something that I'm really sensitive to now that I'm flying working gigs, because you just can't crash on a working gig. And so, yeah, I always pay really close attention to that. So I have a really good idea in my head of just what the signal is going to bounce off of, what it's going to penetrate, how it's going to, if it's going to bounce down a hallway and then into an open room, stuff like that. So yeah. TinyWhoop.com talking about maybe doing a little live thing. I would love to have you on, Jesse. I'm still on my 12-year-old's computer, but the new computer is right here, and I'm slowly but surely finding time to get it all up and running. And yeah, once it's all the way up and running, I'll be able to do, like, StreamYard if we want to do a video, or I can just do Discord and I can just, yeah, have audio. But yeah, man, if you'd be willing to come on and talk for a half an hour, I'd love to have you, or an hour. My stream schedule is right down here. If there's one of these time slots that works for you. Wednesday at 8 Eastern, that's Whoop Wednesday, so that would make the most sense. But lately I've been doing Whoop Wednesday at my girlfriend's house because it's an amazing place to fly, and that's on my laptop, and I don't think the laptop would really work for that. So it'd be best to have it like a Whoop Wednesday where I'm here. But yeah, we'll work it out. I would love to have you on, man. That'd be great. All right, let's fly some Tiny Whoops. Here on this old-ass computer, the best I can do for you guys is this little monitor. I apologize for the level of unprofessionality, but to be honest, it's analog, so this looks pretty much the same as if I had the fancy that I have at Studio 2. It's not really all that fancy. It's just a $25 eSheen USB VRX. All right, getting this up to channel 39. There it is. Let's get me Googles and transmitter. All right, so here are the batteries that we're testing. Where are they? Where'd they go? This is not them. Where are they? Here they are. Here are the batteries that we're gonna test. Mostly pH 2.0, so that it's a fair comparison. And we've done this test before. I've done this test at Studio 2 before. But it's always good to kind of revisit. And I needed a topic for I needed a subject for today. So we're going to test them in order of MAH. So we've got Beta FPV 260. Oh God. Beta FPV 260 MAH BT 2.0. This is going to set the bar really high. And then we've got Talon FAF 250 milliamp, the lightest weight pH 2.0 of the test. A little bit heavier is the Newbie Drone Gold 250 mAh pH 2.0. The rest of these are pH 2.0. RDQ GNB 300 mAh, Newbie Drone Nitro Nectar Gold 300, TinyWhoop.com 333, RDQ GNB 350 mAh. So we're just going to run from lightest to heaviest. And again, the bar is going to get set real high right now with BT 2.0, and then we're not going to do BT 2.0 again. But yeah, it's only fair that we. Plus, you won't believe how bad the pH 2.0 250 performs. But you know, is what it is.
Welcome to Open.
So here we go. And I'm gonna be pretty hard on these. This TinyWhoop setup. Wow, that delay is not bad. Well, that delay doesn't look too bad at all. This TinyWhoop setup is Newbie Drone V1, both of these rigs. Newbie Drone V1 Acro B board, my favorite of the boards. MPU 6000 gyro, built-in 100 milliwatt-ish VTX. Happy model 0802 25,000 kV motors, Gemfan 1219 4-blade propellers. Looks like this. Cool. This one on the pH 2.0s, I've recently moved over to the Meteor 65 frame. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But for right now, this is on the Cockroach frame, which I do like better. Throttle, huh? Let me get the OSD on for you guys. There we go. So, I'm going to mix cruising around with full throttle stuff. So I'm going to try to cruise around a little bit like this. And then I'm going to do full throttle blasts. This is not going to be a scientific test because I am going to fly differently between these. But I fly around here a lot. So if I just kind of fly, it should be somewhat controlled between one and the other. But this is not like a definitive test. So we are at 50 seconds. Ooh. I don't know if I went through it or not, but it kind of looked like I did, didn't it? Woo! That little catch. Oh God, I gotta get better at picking the throttle up earlier. On those drops. Let's do a little sightseeing. We'll take a look at the sim rig here. What else can we look at? What's on the Oh, I'll show you guys something. Look at this. Look at these. Let's see what that is. Oh, shitters. Hold on. Look at this, friends. Look at this. Ready? Look at those. You know what that is? Anybody know what that is? Oh, look at that. Oh, I don't know if you can see them. Oh, almost. Not when the battery is going down. Not the best time to do those big splayed out throws. Visit the sim rig again here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh boy. We docked with the sim rig. Somebody just texted me. Hopefully that's not, hey, your audio ain't working. Almost went through it backwards. Not quite. Look at your boy making his bed today. Oh no. If nothing else, make your bed in the morning. If your whole day goes to shit, you'll at least have made your bed. Oh, it was so close. It was so close. And there's our low battery warning. So, for God's sakes, Larry. Loads of performance, loads of power, really good runtime. 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And then look at that. I swear to God, with BT 2.0, at the end of the battery, it just falls off a cliff. Looks like audio's fine. All right. So there you go. And there's the post-flight stats for anybody paying attention. It looks like the battery has bounced back up to 3.4, which is still a little bit low. I did run this thing down pretty good, but 3 minutes runtime. Peak FFT 600 hertz. Jesus, easy camera. So that's the BT 2.0 rig. That's the flight performance that you get with a cockroach frame, which is to say that you can really crank the PIDs up. On this Meteor 65 frame, you just can't crank the PIDs up as much, which I think you guys might be able to see. First up, this is the Talon FAF 250 mAh battery. It is upside down. It is 30 to 60 C. There you go. This rig that I'm about to put this battery on is like the torture test of torture tests. You kind of can't build a 65 mil rig that is going to hit a battery as hard as this one. So, fair warning. These batteries, this is like a total torture test. Most rigs do not hit batteries this hard. So, I charged these batteries all last night. So, it looks like overnight it has sagged down to 4.19 or so. And now when I arm it, it's sagging down to 403. Now it's running the VTX and all that good stuff. Do I have the right screen on? Yeah, I do. So let's see what kind of runtime we get and what kind of power we get. So I'm going to cruise around just for a little bit here. Ah! Alright, so we're going to cruise around a little bit. That's what I did on the other battery. Jesus, I got close to that. Right here is like the one area that I really try not to crash. This is my U-turn turntable with like a really nice clean lid on it. I try not to crash into the lid. I've actually broken one of these orange and one of these yellow. Oh, well, okay, we're already into low battery. I've broken 2 of these martini glasses already last year. So okay, well, so this is a short review. There's full throttle. It's alright. I mean, it sags a lot, and it's definitely got less power, but That was to be expected from PH 2.0 over BT 2.0. We've got an unbelievably short runtime here, though. But what you're going to see is the battery is going to bounce way back. So let's just fly it for another couple of seconds here. We're at 1 minute and 30. Let's bring it back at 1:30, which is right now. And let's watch what it bounces back to. So see the battery, 3.6, 3.63, 3.64, 6.5, 6.6, 6.7. So minimum battery was 2.8, total arm time 134. We were cruising around that whole time. There was only 2 big throttle blasts. Peak FFT was 449 hertz. So that's important to see. The peak FFT, that's the maximum that the motors wound up. So on the other rig, they wound all the way up to 600 hertz. On this rig, they could only wind up to 449 hertz. So you can see how much less power this is going to get. And now the battery bounced all the way up to 3.7. So, I mean, that's where I like to try to leave them. But just for the sake of argument, let's fly it for another 20 seconds, let's say. Big time lack of power. I think it even triggered a, oh boy. I think it even triggered a low land now warning there. Which is not what you want to see. Yeah, there's another land now warning. So there we go. Let's see what that bounces up to. That'll probably only bounce to like 3.6. So you can see, again, total torture test. Schizophrenic FPV says there's going to be a difference between the rolled cell and folded cell batteries. Somebody tell me more about this this rolled cell and folded cell batteries. Is there a way to tell the difference? And like, where did you guys even learn about that? I've only heard about that in the last couple of weeks. I've never heard the difference. Did the newbie drone guys maybe talk about that in that Nitro Nectar review where they cut the battery in half? Is that where you guys are getting this rolled pin, folded pin thing from? What's up, Propped Up FPV? Dan636 says, are those CiottiFPV frames? 2 of them are. Bob Knox just says, shark fins? What's that mean, Bob? For the car? What do you mean? Dan636 says, can we get a clam...
諦めんなよ諦めんなお前どうしてそこでやめるんだそこでもう少し頑張ってみろよダメダメダメやめ諦めたら周りのことを思うよ応援してる人たちのことを思ってみろってあともうちょっとのところなんだろ俺だってこのマイナス10度のところしじみが取れるって頑張ってんだよ絶対やってみろ必ず目標達成できるだからこそネバギブアップ
All right, we got a new battery on here. So that was the Talon FAF. You can see this rig and this battery, not a great combo. This would be a good battery for an ultra lightweight rig on like 0802 18,000s, you know, like a low load rig, maybe even on like 3 blades. That's where this battery would shine. This battery is nice and lightweight, so it would make sense for that. Next up, what I have in here now is the Nitro Nectar Gold 250. This battery only weighs a tiny little bit more than that one. Wait until you see this performance, the difference in performance. Hold on, I'm also trying to make sure I stay caught up on chat. Expander says, DJI breakup is different. Schizophrenic says, welcome to the world of variable latency. I know, the variable latency is going to drive me nuts, but... Riot9 says motors on the way. Expander says it's not just simple RF, but also bandwidth, so you get pixelation, skipped frames instead of screen flicker. You just need to get used to it, how it works, feel of what's going on. Yeah, not really looking forward to that if I'm honest, but whatever, it's fine. It's worth it for being able to see where I'm going. All right, caught up on chat. No-ish, not totally caught up, but let's get another battery. So this is Nitro Nectar Gold 250, PH 2.0. Okay. So this rig, this is the rig that's on the Meteor 65 frame. I had to drop all the PIDs down compared to the Cockroach 65 frame, and I had to increase the filtering, and it's still, as you could hear when I armed it, it's still not the same as the Cockroach rigs. It's yeah, this thing is on the absolute limit of what's possible tune-wise. So we're already getting into low battery. This is also a Nitro Nectar Gold 250 that I've been flying for a while. So this is not like a fresh, brand new Nitro Nectar Gold. That's on purpose. This battery probably has more cycles than any of these other batteries I'm testing. But you're gonna see it's got it still has really good performance. Really impressive performance, if I'm honest. So we're into low battery. We're at 1:04. We're going backwards through things. Oh boy. Oh, that's gonna be a walk, isn't it? Wait, no, maybe not. Am I in the bag? I'm inside the bag. I'm inside a bag, friends. We're in the bag. We're in it. Oh, no, I'm not. What? I was just under the bag. Ah! Okay. Okay, I'm back. All right, timer's at 1:15, and see, so look, it bounced back to 3.7. So not much extra than those than that Talon battery, but like I said, this battery probably has 20 or 30 cycles minimum on it. These batteries do perform better than this in their first 20 or so cycles. I mean, that's pretty standard for tiny whoop batteries if we're really honest. And this battery is also hanging in here as I push it into like 1:50. So let's see where it bounces back to. 3.57, 3.58, 3.6. So yeah, that's 1:55. That battery sag there is because this battery is old. Oh, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, Goggles. Schizophrenic FPV says, I think Newbie Drone Nitro batteries were the first. They were now being made by WeBleed. Yeah, I don't know how that all works, but Brandon's Baked Bean says it's a known thing in the iGal world that the rolled/flat pin. So that's not what we're talking about, I don't think. Rolled flat pin PH 2.0 is different than rolled versus flat batteries. But Brandon's Baked Beans is absolutely right. P. Richard Scott has arrived. I can hear him outside. Should be unlocked. It's probably not unlocked. Hold on, friends. It's not unlocked. I'm the worst. Yeah!
Send me to a church.
All right.
Sunday.
Seneca, what up? Yeah, Brandon's Baked Beans is absolutely right, though. Rolled folded pin PH 2.0 has more resistance, but they last longer. Solid pin ones wear your batteries out faster, but they have less resistance. All right, so this battery bounced back to roughly 3.6. So there you go. There's a Nitro Nectar 250, slightly better.
Telemetry lost.
And again, that's one of them that I've pounded on for a while. Next, we've got a GNB RDQ 300 mAh battery. Again, that has been cycled. Fire in the hole, friends. If somebody gets hit in the face, it's not my fault. Time to fly around.
Telemetry.
Frenzies. All right, people. Let's get it. Oh, these goggles are going to start beeping again, aren't they? Yep, just right away.
V2.
Huh?
Is this V1 or V2
I
goggles?
think they're V1. I assume that they're
Or that's
V1.
what they want you to use. They
Yeah,
want you to read.
we've been talking about it on chat. I can't believe this. Hold on, guys. This battery is flat.
I have accidentally plugged the 6S into it, though.
Into the V1s, the
Yeah.
V2s.
V1.
That's
So
terrifying.
So did Rugi, and just unplug it real quick, though.
Right. that's how electricity works, right?
Yeah.
Let me turn some more lights on in this place too, chat. All right. Thank God for this tattoo battery. I'm switching this over, and
Where's that building? It's just around the corner, isn't it?
just around the corner, yeah.
I just turn right,
Um,
and then it's up left. Up left to go, right?
The church? What building?
The church is full. There's people there.
Is it really?
That's why I'm here. Yeah.
It's
like,
full.
Well, it's not full, but there's people in everyone in the parking lot.
God, that's annoying. Where are we thinking?
Well, I was thinking that they have that wherever the hole in the building is in the corner where my remix got stuck on the. Remember, you had to knock it off the building.
You go out to the main road, you make a right, you go all the way down, you make a right at that other light, and then you make a right at another light.
And it's up.
It's called.
I could probably find it on my GPS. Just bad Google on my test.
It's called Change.
Change.
That's the name of the business now. All right, let's fly this battery. Patrick is going to look for that building. You can see this is sitting at 413 because it's been sitting all night, and they always do that. This is the RDQ GNB 300. Whose face will I hit first? Will it be Patrick? Will it be Seneca? Oh God, it'll be the wall.
Use these DJI goggles. You'll see.
I'd be able to see where I was going. All right, hold on. I gotta just cruise first. Just cruising. We're just cruising. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. We're just cruising for 20 seconds, and then we'll start throwing it around. Yeah, look at those 3-inch frames on that table. Organized from heaviest to lightest.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
So we're into a single little low battery. Wah! Warning. Now we'll do some full throttle stuff, and we'll get into that low battery warning. There's Seneca again.
It's all good till it's not.
It is.
Right.
Orbits are like you're kind of digging into the throttle for orbits, so I don't want to go on an orbiting rampage here. Let's go into the most awkward bathroom ever. Oh boy.
Are these KWs under here?
No, Bilsteins.
Okay, they look like KWs.
Bill Steen or Bill Stein. All right, so we're solid low battery, sagging down to like 317, 316. So we're at 1 minute and 32. We'll go a little bit longer. Now for the Mazda 2. Oh, that was a stupid crash. The Miata doesn't exist anymore. The Miata is merely a thought process. The Miata is stuck in the Matrix. So we're at 1 minute and 52. And we'll do some slow orbits. Oh boy, I almost got in my own mouth. All right, let's see where it bounces back to. 3.47 right away, 3.55 right away. 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Peak FFT is 449, so you can see it wasn't able to wind the motors all the way up like BT 2.0 was. And there it goes. It bounced back to 3.61. So that's roughly the same as the Nitro Nectar 250. And again, this is a RDQ 300. We're gonna weigh these batteries in a minute. Were you able to find change on maps?
No, I'll find it.
All right.
Thank you. We'll be over there.
Let me get these battery weights for you guys real quick. Hold on. Chatto. I had written them down on the batteries, but it's not written down on them anymore. Wait, what? There we go. So the lightest weight, which is the Talon FAF, 6.1, 6.2, and then the Newbie Drone 250, 6.6, and then the 300 mAh that we just ran from GNB RDQ, 6.9. Next up is the Nitro Nectar 300, 7.5. TinyWhoop.com 333, 7.8, and the RDQ GNB 350, 7.9. So there's all the weights. Let's keep flying them. Next up, Newbie Drone Nitro Nectar Gold 300. This is probably going to be the best performing battery that we see here. Weird that it's right in the middle, but hey, that's life. Here, man, look at all this hair. Good God. Okay. Hold on. Let me send you that address, Patrick. I've been leaving these things plugged in for a split second. So look at see the voltage, guys, 4.23. These nitronectors hold their voltage a lot better than when you leave them charged, like overnight, for example, which is kind of nice, you know? Okay. 98 mile, no, so we want sort by distance, and then go down the bottom, and what the hell, this ain't sorting by distance at all. Sort by distance, yo. This is not even remotely sorting by distance. Satellite flow triangle, Duluth highway, hold on. Hold on, I'll find it. There it is. There it is. Here comes an address. That's a perfect spot, come to think of it.
So I was trying to get out of you earlier.
Yeah.
Sent me to church on Sunday. I said, what's he trying to say? Ciotti sent me to church.
Never gonna happen. There it is. All right, here we go.
Thanks, friend.
Here we go. See how I'm up in elevation? There's just more. Oh boy, there's just more power. Where the hell am I? I haven't made it into the bathroom. There's just more power with this motor. Look at them skinny legs. Who you know that's got skinnier legs than me? Oh! Yikes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're good. All is right with the world. All right. Sip. Oh God! Why am I doing this? All right. Simple cruising. Just cruising. There was a bunch of full throttle in there, so now we got to get a little bit of cruising in, so it's a somewhat fair test.
Can you fly through the hole in the seat?
I don't think it fits. I've tried a couple times. That's what she said.
That's stable. It sure is stable.
Can you see if it fits? Can you?
It's so close.
Can-
At the bottom of it, it might. No.
That's gonna be real.
You got to go through. So I'd have to go through sideways. That's impossible. Right. Yeah. So the tune isn't bad. So we were talking a minute ago, guys. This is the Meteor 65 frame. I'm not as happy with the tune on this rig as on the Cockroach frame, but as you can see, the tune is still okay. It's not good. If you're gonna be crashing a lot, this still might be the better frame, because you can still get the tune damn close. But admittedly, not quite as good. Woo!
Next time, disarm.
So we're at 1 minute and 47, and we got our first little low battery there. Big difference. Oh God, I'm having a real hard time getting through that whoop gate today. Oh God, no, easy.
Nice.
Oh gosh, it gets tight back there. That's what she said. No. All right, so now we're into low battery. 2 minutes and 23, 2 minutes 25. Although it's not solid low battery. See, the low battery is turning off when I'm cruising. Oh, that big old throw. I wish that throw had been a little bit more centered. We would have made it, but... Oh, boy. We're getting into serious crash hours now. Look at the voltage dropping now. 2 minutes 43, 44, 45. Let's see where the voltage goes back up to. So it bounces up to 350 right away. So admittedly, I flew this down a little bit lower. Realistically, I should have come back at like 240 for this to bounce back up to 3.6. And that peak FFT there is 448 hertz. So this is able to spin the motors up a little bit more, but not as much as BT 2.0. All right. So that is the Nitro Nectar Gold 300. Again, this is a this exact battery here I've been flying a lot. This probably has 20 or 30 cycles on it. Next up, we're going to do the TinyWhoop.com 333. This battery I've actually had really good luck with. It's a little long, but, you know, better to be too long than too short.
That's what she said. See you soon.
You guys going?
Yep.
All right, cool. I'll see you over there.
Right. Don't forget your sound stuff.
Yes, good call. Did you bring yours by chance?
Batteries for it, but mine is super sketch. And it's all gooey. Remember how gooey it was? I was showing you the gooiness.
Yeah.
I think its electronics are pretty gooey.
Nice. All right, so this battery held its voltage overnight pretty good, dropping down to 422. It would there's 421, so it'd be at 420 if I let it sit for as long as the other ones. So we're gonna do some cruising first here. Ah, get out of there. Okay. Skinny legs! Skinny leg attack! Alright, full throttleage. Oh, god damn you. Alright, and mix of full throttle and... Oh boy, that was interesting. Mix of full throttle and cruising. Let's do some low altitude stuff. I've been trying to play around more with flying smooth and low. Oh boy. Unfortunately, I don't crash any less when I do this. Oh, no, easy. Because when I fly really smooth, it just becomes like, oh, well that means I can shoot every single gap in the entire apartment, no matter how small. Oh, the underside of a chair? We got that. Oh, farts. Okay, thanks, friend. Oh, under the big cool lamp thing? We got that. So we're starting to get low battery warnings at full throttle. Minute and 32 in. Oh! I thought I might be able to just kind of touch the throttle a little bit to get it off that wall ride and into the gate. Look at that little bump. Just bumping the sofa. Oh, that was disorienting as hell, but really cool looking. So minute 53, we're starting to get more low battery warnings. Little wall ride for that ass. Oh my god, I can't believe I caught that. So now we're into serious low battery territory. 316, 313, 314. Probably coming towards the end here. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's land it and see what it bounces back to. 347, 354, 356, 358, 359. Let's put a little more time. 362. Let's put a little more time on it. We're going to try to get it bounced back to 3.6 almost exactly. That's the most fair way to do this. That's probably a little bit too much, but let's see. So that's 2 minutes and 30. Peak FFT 421. A little bit lower than the Nitro Nectar Gold. And there it is. Bounced back exactly to 360. 361. So I could probably push this a little farther. But we will... Why did that screen go white? That screen hasn't been white the whole time, has it? I hope not. It has, hasn't it? Oh shit, the battery hooked up to it went dead. Well, there's the end of our testing, and I gotta get this battery on the charger, because it's gonna catch on fire. Damn it! I hope that it wasn't like that for the whole thing. Hold on a second, I have to get this battery on the charger, or else it's gonna catch fire. Come on, come on, come on. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Stand by, friends. Oh god, these cells came down to 2.2. Gross. Hold on. Let's charge this at 1 amp. And... Hey! All is right with the world. So I have a feeling you guys might have missed a bunch of that. Well, shit. Although actually it's 4:40 already, so maybe we're sort of okay. Well, there's some battery testing for everything other than the 350. I mean, I guess I could rip this around. No, because I want to do the battery testing on multiple occasions. Damn it! I forgot to. I didn't realize that I'd been using that monitor so much. That's annoying. We'll do some more battery. We'll do battery testing again at Studio 2. It's a much more fun, dynamic spot to fly too. Okay. What's next? Let's get caught up on chat. Woo! Okay. Oh, come on, YouTube. Oh, come on, YouTube. Here we go. Brandon's Baked Bean says, I was confused about the pins versus cells being folded. Now I can say that the folded cells are more powerful but way more fragile from what I've found. Interesting. Dan636 says, ugh, Fast Sharks and their power management is annoying. It's true. Schizophrenic FPV says, I think Newbie Drone Nitro batteries were the first and are now being made, but the first what? The first folded cell? My guess is, just from the shape, that the Newbie Drone batteries are folded cell and that everything else is rolled. Yeah, that's just what they look like. You know, when you like look at the batteries, this looks like it's a square. This looks like it's an oval. But that I could be completely wrong, for the record. So take that with a grain of salt. The only battery we didn't test is this RDQ GNB 250. From what I remember, it's not quite as good as the Tiny Whoop 333. But we'll do this testing again. All right, let's get caught up on chat here. Thanks for taking care of that bot. Bob Noxious says, later collective, CiottiFPV going to get some packs in, I'll check back, sounds good. Dan636 at 4:37 said the monitor is acting weird. Yeah, so you guys missed probably that whole last battery, huh? Freeload says, screen is white. Alright, so I think you guys lost that entire last battery. That's annoying. That kind of also throws... I wanted to do some... I wanted to show you guys DVR... Not DVR. The Goggle feed from these guys to test 0802 versus 0803. But I can't do that now. I don't... Wait, no, I have another 3S battery. What am I saying? Oh, it's not going to be charged. I don't have any other 3S batteries that are charged, though. And this monitor will only take 3S. Where else do I have a 3S battery that's charged? Hold on. I might have one in here. Maybe. Probably not. Almost certainly not. But there... What you're saying is there's a chance. There's no chance. Nope, it's just an adapter. I used to keep a couple 3S batteries charged in here, but I am not anymore. What's this? So, yeah, we'll have to put a hold on that, unfortunately. What can we do instead? Anything? What do you guys want to... Oh, Reacts! Yeah, perfect. That'll be about the right amount of time, too. Cool. CiottiFPV Reacts. Ha! Over on Discord. Over on Discord, if you're a patron for $3 whole a month, that's 10 cents a day, you will have access to CiottiFPV Reacts, where you can put a picture, a question, or a short video clip, and I will react to it. And that's what we're going to do now. Right? And I just drew a dick in the chat. I love it. Medicine says, what the hell? Here's another FPV cycle, Tooth Fairy 2 with stand ducts, 23mm short motors, Darwin FPV 25-25 stack, MR30 connectors in case I ever want to run it as a light 5-inch. Still waiting for the GoPro mounts to come in to give it a proper test. What are these is that the battery? Yeah, so those are the battery plugs. Interesting. I'm intrigued by these battery plugs. People have used these battery plugs in the past, and from what I've heard, they failed at some point. So I thought that's why we stopped using them, but hopefully they don't. It would be really nice to just be able to solder these connectors onto your ESC and then plug motors in, you know what I mean? Very cool looking build. So this is Rugi's newer 3/4/5-inch frame. Which uses the Vista in the rear as standoffs, which I just love. I just love that he's using the Vista as the rear standoffs. And then he made arms for it that are Cinewhoop arms. This was originally designed to be an open prop 3-inch rig without the extra little bits of carbon here. But yeah, he made these carbon arms, which is really slick. Set up, you know, because of the fact that you have to run a Vista in the back as the rear standoffs, it's meant for Vista, so the front camera cage is probably 20mm wide instead of 19. Good looking build, big ass motors. Good lord, these are really big motors for this. If these are the 23mm short motors, that means they're like basically 2304s. For me, this is a little too big of a motor for a Cinewhoop, but for a dual-purpose rig like this, it kind of makes sense because you can put like the regular arms on it and big pitchy props. So, yeah, the stand ducts are really nice. I have them on one of my Cinewhoops as well. Build looks nice and clean. Nice little piece of TPU in the back for the antenna. This is cool. I'm really interested to see how these motor plugs hold up. I wonder if in the past they failed because they were on freestyle rigs that were getting the shit beat out of them. This is a rig that's, you know, not going to get hammered that hard, so maybe these motor plugs will be totally fine forever. They're definitely going to add some weight, that's for sure, but not that much. And they're in, you know, the motor plugs aren't all the way out here on the arm. They're in here close to the body. So it's not as impactful of a weight gain. Nice looking rig, very cool, like multi-purpose rig that Bob Knox or that Metal Dirtskin has going on there. Athix with a Joshua Bardwell meme in reference to Joshua took a narcissism test Friday. Or no, not Friday. I forget when it was, but that was super fun. Vegas says, to contrast all these clean builds, sometimes I land in the mud. Yeah, you know, like, what a fucking nightmare. I have put rigs into the mud like this a couple times, and it just sucks so bad. Here's how you fix this though. When you crash a rig and it gets to that level of dirt, you get rubbing alcohol. You put rubbing alcohol into a squeezy squirt bottle, like a spray bottle, you know, spray bottle, and you just hose that. You bring it outside with that spray bottle with the rubbing alcohol in it. You just hose that fucker down. You just keep squirting it, and that mud will just keep like dripping off. And you can get a lot of the mud off with the rubbing alcohol, and then it'll evaporate pretty quickly. And then at that point, what I do is I just come in there with a toothbrush, and I'll just spray it down again over like a rag, and then just get in there with a toothbrush and just take 10 minutes. 10 minutes with a toothbrush, you can get the majority of this mud off, and by using rubbing alcohol, it will evaporate, unlike using water. You could use water, but don't. Use rubbing alcohol instead. For the motors, if they're ultra crunchy, I will pull the props off and even pull the bells off. And I'll get in there with the toothbrush on the stator, and then I'll use a rag and or fun tack or blue tack on the inside of the motor bell to pull that last little bit of grime and grit and shit off of in between the magnets and whatnot. And then you'll have an acceptably clean rig within 10 or 15 minutes. But yeah, this sucks. I hate crashing into straight up mud. Looks like it did not get turtle moded in the mud, so that's nice. I have a tendency to be very stubborn and start turtle moding in the mud. It's also a glide frame, which is a huge thumbs up. It's hard to see if the build looks fairly clean. It looks like this is an ESC with through holes in it because these motor wires are coming straight up. That's kind of cool. I don't hate that, to be super honest. You could argue that it's needlessly a little bit of extra wire, and that if the arm breaks really hard and it pulls on these wires, it'll 90 degree them, and that could cause a problem. I don't know. That's kind of stretching. But clean build, FPV cycle motors, probably flies really good. S3 props. These props are probably a little bit light for these motors. I feel like the Gemfan 5143-3s would be a better match for this much motor stator volume. But they're also going to make more thrust. So if these S3s have all the thrust that you want or need, yeah, you could stick with them. The 5143-3s are also going to crash a lot better than these S3s. And of course, the small holographic CiottiFPV sticker is 10 out of 10. Very cool, Vegas. Good looking build. J.R. Bosch says, you can see as the quad sole leaves its body. Oh god, that's a hard hit into a oh Jesus, into a set of stadium lights. Jesus, why are you going so fast towards the stadium lights? My god. Athix with one hell of a big rig here. Is this the one that was blown up in the other picture? My god, look at the size of this thing. Not a very good quality picture, but I think this is the rig that the previous picture is one of the front, or maybe it might have been the rear arm all broken. Maybe not. Big, tall, fat motors, big props. Looks like a regular old, what I'm assuming is like a 60 amp 4-in-1. These motors are going to challenge the shit out of that 4-in-1. That'll be interesting. Wild looking build. Is that, what props are these? Are these 13-inch props? My god. Hope to get it flying again soon. Grizz FPV with a little bit of ripsqueak action on the new Gemfan 3020 props. Let's see here. Decibel meter, audio recorder, and batteries. Bi-blade props if you have. Alright, cool. Put this DB recorder off to the side here so I don't forget it. Okay, it went flying. Grizz going with the CiottiFPV formula on his Ripsqueak V2 here. Mamba Toka 1505 is really good choice in motor. Grizz, I hate to break it to you, but the V1 frame is a better match with the Runcam hybrid. The V1 Ripsqueak frame, which you can still get, the cutout in the top here is a much better match. And on the V1, you can actually run a 28mm standoff on this build versus the V2, you have to run a 30mm standoff. Not the end of the world, but just food for thought. He's got the DVI board up on top, which, not DVI, DVR board, HD board, whatever the hell you want to call it, up on top, which is the way I like it. Nice clean runs on the motor. And look at this. Look at how look at that. Grizz is using my little wire method here of soldering them onto the pads at a 90-degree angle so that they stay. So when the sticks come smacking down here trying to rip your wires off, they're not going to get them. I dig it, Grizz. Nice and clean. These Gemfan 3020s are brand new and they're really, really good. I really hope that we can get a 3030 or even a 3035. But for the time being, these Gemfan 3020s are arguably the best T-mount 3-inch props. A little bit of blue grip on top here. Metal buckle battery strap, I would say go to a plastic buckle battery strap. It'll save you a few grams, which makes an even bigger difference on a lightweight rig here. Big ass capacitor in the rear there. That's pretty cool. Nice looking build, man. I dig it. What else we got going on in here? So Grizz gave us some specs. Hack RC F7 stack, Runcam hybrid, Toka 1505s, Unified Pro 32 Nano. Very cool. Freelojo with the small Yeet 3. You know what's funny is I was looking for a picture of a built small Yeet 3 last night. I posted on Discord in general the small Yeet 3 frame because it's kind of an interesting frame. It's this is a contender for a really good Runcam hybrid frame. The front camera cage area in the small Yeet would probably fit, the small Yeet 3 at least, will probably fit the Runcam hybrid really, really, really well. And I think you could do 28mm standoffs, maybe even 25mm standoffs on this small Yeet 3 with a Runcam hybrid. Looks like Freelojo has it set up more for carrying an Insta360 Go. I would ditch this SMA setup here in the rear. You can save almost 10 grams by switching from a UFL or MMCX to SMA and then an SMA antenna setup to a straight UFL setup or a straight MMCX setup. And then you just go to Thingiverse and one of these Thingiverse things that I have a link to is perfect for holding a UFL direct antenna. So I'm going to give you guys the link to that in a second. Here's the link to all the stuff that I have in my little Thingiverse collection. There's some interesting stuff in there. But the specific thing that I'm thinking about is this little guy. Come on, internet. Don't make me wait this long. It's very annoying. Here you go. All right. Yeah, so this little piece, this center part here is specifically sized for those thin UFL connectors. So yeah, you could save a bunch of weight in the rear end of this thing. Looking good. I can't. These motors look like they might be Brother Hobby 1504.5s. Good motor. These are the HQ 3x2.5x3 props, which are not balanced. So careful with these propellers. If you go to, if you move over to the DAL 3028 propellers or the Gemfan 3020 propellers, you'll have a much better balanced prop. You'll be able to crank those P and D gains up and reduce the filtering a little bit more. This is an interesting little Insta360 Go mount in the front. I've never seen anything like that before. That's kind of rad. What else we got? John got the DVR crash. So we watched this on the last stream. We're good there. Riot 9. Let's go crashing. Ton of ever 50. Okay, this is just people responding. All right. John Goblin. Personal frame of choice is the Umagod 250. Main build with a naked GoPro Hero 7. Backup is in blue. FPV cycle 21mm and 2004 Nubidrone flow motors, respectively. Also pictured newly built 4-inch 250 with wow. John Goblin, schizophrenic FPV is going hard on the 250 frame. Let's take a look. All right, so all three of them are on DJI. This one's these two are picking up naked GoPros. That's really slick. It's also very scary. Naked GoPros are very fragile, so these are, you know, as soon as you put a naked GoPro in a rig, don't crash it. This rig looks good with all this white TPU, the white motors, these clear props. That is a fresh looking rig. Kind of, you know, if you're gonna build a rig that you can't crash because of carrying a GoPro, I think that's the perfect. I don't build rigs with anything white because it just turns green immediately. But this is perfect. You can't crash this rig because it's got such a fragile, expensive camera on it. So make it white, and then that'll really force you to not crash it. So this is the rig on the big ass motors, and then this is the rig on the 2004s. It looks like the blue rig. And then maybe this is a more basher rig because there's no camera on it, just the DVI, just the DJI. Very cool. Good looking, clean looking 250s. Oh my god, this guy, a man after my own heart, even using color-coded electric tape. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about America. This is a gorgeous build. Capacitor sticking out the side there. Okay. Looks like these motor wires weren't long enough. He had to go wire to wire on them. That's annoying. So when I have to go, here's a little life hack for you. If you're ever in a situation where your motor wires are too short, that's your excuse to put LED race wires on. Cut them really short, solder them up to an LED race wire or just a normal race wire, and then on the other side of the race wire you just take your scrap 20 gauge or whatever, and then you can extend it. Or sometimes if you've got this much motor wire, right, and that's not quite enough, if you cut it down here, sometimes you then put the race wire in, and then you take this piece of wire, sometimes it's now long enough. So sometimes you can use the existing motor wire, and because of the fact that you've extended it with the race wire, which is like 15 or 20 or 25 millimeters long, you won't even have to run. So like in this case, right, I'm willing to bet that Schizophrenic could chop these white motor wires short, put the race wire in there, and then use what's left of this white motor wire, and I bet you that would reach the AIO. Life hack for you. Okay, so that's the white rig. This looks like it might be his basher rig. Take a quick look here. Oh, this is on those NIN motors, 2104. Interesting. With the white Umagod strap. Very cool. So I bet you this is the freestyle basher rig. Cool to see three 250s built up with different. Oh god. With different tasks in mind. Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper says, just put a Rush Tiny Tank in my Tiny Hawk Race 2. Look at the size of that antenna. That is a big ass antenna. Oh, and it's got that wacky 2S connector. I have one of those. Look at this little guy. Man, that antenna looks huge on there. Jesus. Very cool. I had one of these for a little while. It flew really decent. I was pretty shocked at how good it flew. The motors were a little too small. Good looking little build. Nice, Apache. Getting a smile from the gangly man. There it is, friends. There it is. That's all you need to know. Right there. That's it. That is everything. Man with turkey on head. Jesus. Hey, there's the turquoise newbie drone foam. Nice. Yeah, so I'm gonna get the olive drab green version of this. Oh, and there's a fat strap there too. So this is very similar to the setup that I'm gonna have on my DJI goggles. Although no, now it's very different. Different antennas, and that's one of those analog thingies. CiottiFPV. Ooh, CiottiFPV with a battery explosion video. Let's get into this one. How can I put this big? Be big. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. CiottiFPV had to work just as hard as Flight Test did to get lipos to blow up. And by the time he got them to blow up, they had a lot of electricity in them, thus the gigantic fireball. A normally charged 5-inch battery will not explode that spectacularly. Flight Test has a video where they tested the bat box So if you go to Flight Tested's channel and you search for Batbox, BATBOX, or maybe BATTBOX, you'll find it. They blew up some even bigger batteries, and it was pretty wild. And then the last thing here in CiottiFPV Reacts is by Riot9, and it's him slamming into a palm tree of some sort. Oh, and then going into the goddamn water. Oh, yeah. That sucks a big bag of donkeys. So we can see he actually did disarm. You can see the prop stop spinning right now. See the right front. Although the left front kept spinning, the right front stopped spinning. No, the left front did stop spinning eventually. Nice. There it is, friends. There's CiottiFPV Reacts. Let me try to get caught up on chat, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Richard says Samsonite. Imp FPV says, why not just use bullet connectors? I don't know. Spanner says those connectors might add a fair bit of dead weight, though. Yeah, that's my main concern. They definitely do. Freelojo says Rotorite is using MR30 on a build. Yep, I saw that. That's what got me kind of thinking about it. It's cool to see one of you guys has actually done it. I can't wait to hear if it goes well or terribly. Michael Blade says, I'm so sick of this cold weather. Me too. I'm about to go out in it. Not happy about that. Ramdongo says, HQ 30 by 33 blade. Very, very fragile. Do not recommend. HQ calls them 3 by 3 by 3s. They're very heavy and they're very fragile. So I really don't recommend them. They're also not all that well balanced. Schizophrenic FPV says, I have white LED race wires in the way. Very cool. Propped Up FPV says, white is my favorite color. I fly a lot of white TPU on my rigs. Takes a lot of cleaning, but I do love a clean rig. My race setups run red as it's easier. LOL. And there we have it, friends. Another Sunday Q&A, all kinds of random other stuff. Live chat is good to go. Let me take 2S heavy lift testing out of the stream title here. Excuse me. Just burped, and it tasted like ramen and eggs. Sunday Smorgasbord Q&A 1S battery testing. CiottiFPV Reacts. Thanks for hanging out, buddies. I'll be back on... What's today? Sunday? I'll be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Eastern. I think tomorrow night's a giveaway night, too. So we'll have 4 giveaways tomorrow night. You're not going to want to miss it. If you do, I will hunt you down and beat you. Just kidding. Love you guys. Here comes some more flying from the spot that I call Flow Cube. Get you some copyright-free music going. Okay, so it's just decided to go full screen for no real reason. Oh, audio's down. Hold on. Hold on! I gotta restart OBS. It's gonna pinwheel for a second. Be right back. And we're back. Alright, people. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Eastern. Later! Maybe sim stream tonight. Maybe. No promises. Love you!